Shalom, it's the brother Ishar from GMS Mississippi Gulf Coast. Before I get started, I want to give an infinite honor and glory and praises to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah Kodash. Excuse me. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the Akim that's pushing this truth without faith, righteousness, and sincerity. To you, I say Shalom. And the title of this lesson, just a spiritual thought lesson, man, just going into, man. You have to make sure that you continue to have the discernment to know that it's Satan, man. Okay? And and discernment goes into judging a matter, okay? So when you're going through certain things and certain thoughts or you're acting a certain way because of something that was said or done, or somebody is acting a certain way with you by how they said it and how they done it, you have to continue to have the discernment to understand that that is Satan. Okay? And you have to continue to move accordingly. All right? Righteously. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai Shai, man. So you won't be taken over. So you won't be taken advantage of by Satan. And go the fuck off, man. You know? Point blank, period. This is 1 Peter 5:8 in the NLT. It says, stay alert, watch out for your great enemy, which is Satan, okay? And his damn minions, his followers, which is Esau, Edom, the so-called self-proclaimed white man. All right, the wicked that the Bible speaks of. All right, now it says, stay alert, watch out for your great enemy, the devil, who prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour. And that's Satan, man. Lurking, man. Always in the cut, man. Waiting for you to not acknowledge or not have the discernment to know that he's there. So he can sneak up on you and jump on you, man. So you got to always stay alert, stay aware. Let's go into that word alert, man. It says, quick to notice unusual, potentially dangerous or difficult circumstances. Okay? You got to be quick to notice, boom, that's Satan. All right? Somebody offend you, how somebody coming at you for no reason you don't understand. They snappy, they rude. What the hell I do to them, man? Before you get upset, man, that's Satan, man. Okay? And and through the spirit, and if you have, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai Shai, all right, if you have this knowledge, man, this wisdom, this knowledge that the Lord has bestowed upon you, man, you should know, man, to apply the precepts, man. Okay? Apply the precepts, man. And then just in that matter is what I was saying. All right, Satan hop on somebody, a 2/3, or Esau at the job, man, they fucking with you. Okay? They just coming at you disrespectfully for no reason. You can come in the job, you just ask a question. They completely ignore you. Whatever it may be, man. You have to learn to keep your cool because it matters what you do. You have the names. You have the knowledge. Okay? And like I said, apply the precepts. This one come off the dome when I think of things like that, man. This Proverbs 15:1. It says, a soft answer turneth away wrath. It says, but grievous words stir up anger. Okay? So you got to understand, okay, boom, this Satan, man. All right, I'm not going to feed into it. I'm not going to feed into it. I'm not going to get upset. I'm not going to get mad. I'm not going to add to the flames. Okay? Or these niggas. Or these heathens. Okay? Matter of fact, hold on. Scripture go in Sirach in that, I think it's in Sirach. Let me see. Boom, Sirach. Here it is. This Sirach 8:10. It says, kindle not the coals of a sinner, lest thou be burnt with the flame of his fire. Right? Don't add to it. But see, when you apply thy precepts, you ain't gonna add to it. You ain't gonna say something to make matters worse. And this all goes back to understanding that Satan in the midst of that, man. And you move around and you move accordingly through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, discerning in situations that is Satan. Point blank, period, man. And we all can do better at that. And that'll leave less room for you feeding into BS. We don't have time for that, man. The Lord is on his way. We got to get ourselves right. Work out our own salvation with fear and trembling. We ain't got time to be getting into it with some niggas, man. All right. Proverbs 15:1, it says, a soft answer turns away wrath. And that answer, I want to say this. You ain't got the, because Jacob be trying to be poetic and come around and, hey, hopefully I didn't offend you. This is what I was trying to say. You ain't got to say nothing. I learned that is the best thing to do. Don't even acknowledge it. Don't even acknowledge, because that can be something too that Satan can play on. You coming up trying to explain something to 2/3 or Esau, and their response makes matters worse in your mind, okay, with you, or they get more upset because now you're bringing understanding to a situation that they don't want understanding from, okay? And that goes into walking wisdom to those who are without, that the scriptures say. Using wisdom is just leaving it alone altogether. And I did a lesson a while back saying you have to be reasonable with the unreasonable. And being reasonable with the unreasonable is just leaving things alone. Because they got to deal with that. Whatever on them, they got Satan on them, man. And Satan then already pretty much took over 2/3. And these heathens, the Lord ain't dealing with them anyway. So you don't owe them no damn explanation. You move around that. Okay, so my point is that answer can just be an action. Matter of fact, action speaks louder than words anyway. Just move around. Have that discernment, that knowledge, that's Satan, and move around. And I want to get discernment, man. Let me do that. Let me get that, man. I brought it out in the lesson not too long ago, but let's get it again. Discernment in the verb, okay, in online etymology, it says perceive or recognize the difference or distinction between. All right, it says with the eye, see distinctly, behold, perceive, rationally understand. All right, you have to have that discernment to recognize that this a nigga, this a 2/3, this a heathen. All right, there's no understanding. Okay, or recognize that Satan is on them. And you have to move accordingly, man. Especially us in this truth, because we are a representation of Yahweh Shem Shai. We are a representation of the body, this ministry, man, this truth. So it's definitely on us to do the right thing at all times. And one of those things is discerning, man. That's Satan, man. Okay? This is 2 Corinthians 2:11. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, which he shouldn't. But, lest Satan should get an advantage over us, which he shouldn't, as I'm saying. For we are not ignorant of his devices. And that's going to us in this truth. We're not ignorant of Satan's devices. We shouldn't be. In no way, shape, and form. Do we make mistakes? Just man fall 7 times. Do we make mistakes and fall for traps here and there? Yes. But it needs to at some point be far in between you falling for that BS, man. No, for real. For we are not ignorant of his devices, his little crafty tricks, his ways. Satan know exactly how to piss you off, man. Of course. That's why it's best to work on yourself. That's why it's important to work on yourself. Because we're coming in the times that our actions, matter of fact, we're in those times, but even more of the times that we're coming in, our actions are going to show forth if we truly believe in Yahweh Shem Shai, if we're truly invested in this truth, man. All right? And it's going to show forth how much that we know how to discern matters, which we have to have that discernment, man. Okay? Especially exposing Satan in any and every way, in any and everything, man. So we can keep focused on the righteous path. All right? On this straight gate to the kingdom of heaven, man. Can't let Satan make us veer off and go any other way but straight. We have to be going straight, keeping our eyes single focus on the prize at hand, the kingdom of Yasharallah, man. All right. This is Sirach 5:15. It says, "Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or small." And that's another thing. Satan can come and get you, and it can be a big matter or it can be a small one. Okay, it can be something slight, little, and he can get you there, or it can be something that's just downright just crazy as hell, man. But we have to keep our composure and understanding, and we get that by having that discernment to call out Satan. All right, and what we and what we need to be doing to keep Satan from getting to us, man, is in staying rooted in these scriptures, man. All right, and with that, I want to just end with this famous precept always hit home, man. Joshua 1:8. It says, "This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth." It says, "But thou shalt meditate therein day and night, and thou may observe to do according to all that is written therein. If you do it," this is what happens, "for then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success." All right. That prosperity, that success, you're going to have it. You will win. You will get past those devices that Satan try to use to get you. Okay? But you have to stay meditated in this word, man. Okay? So with that, Lord willing, I pray and hope this short, quick lesson was edifying. I'm going to close out and give it infinite honor and glory and praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders for great millstone. Peace and salutations to the Akim, that's pushing this truth with our faith, righteousness, and sincerity. To you I say shalom.